Hey, what's going on, beautiful family? It's your sister Michelle here, dropping another video for you this beautiful day. Hope you're doing well. Wishing you nothing but love and light on your beautiful journey. Yeah, you know how I feel about you. I love you so much. Today's a comfortable day for me. I've been in the house. It's really cold. Let me know what's going on with you, where you're at. It's so cold. I'm in my little blanket and my little cuddly and my little hat. You know, it is what it is. But we're going to get straight to the topic. I love you so much. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, okay? If you haven't already done it, okay? Let's get straight to topic. What I want to talk about today is something that plagued me a lot during my journey with this individual, this piece of crap. I said it. One of the biggest questions I ever had going through this was, why me? And I know so many of you are going to be able to relate to that. The question for me was, why me? Why did this happen to me? Better yet, why did this individual treat me like this? That's something that plagues you a lot, especially after the discard, dealing with a narcissist, and they go on, you see them doing other things with other people, which doesn't mean anything in the long run. Trust me, you'll see that. But when you don't really know that, and you don't really know what all this is about, the one thing that gets under all of our skins is why. That's the biggest question. Why? That's why so many times when you go and talk to other people, when you're going through all of this, and they don't, they tend to not understand it. They've never been with a narcissist. They just are listening to you and everything. And they can't quite understand why you're still around and, why you're tolerating it. And everybody's answer is always the same. Just leave. Well, we know it's not that easy with a narcissist. We know that we've gone through so many different stages, so we're trauma bonded to this individual by the point that we start going through all this. But the why me is it. Why me? Why did this happen to me? Why did this person choose to do this to me? You can't figure it out. It's so painful, so hurtful. You try to run things over and over in your mind. You listen to videos over and over again. You pray. You do everything there is underneath the sun, because we've all done it. If you've been with a narcissist, trust me, you have done it, right? You really want to know why. And let me tell you something. I think the why for me, I'm being very transparent, was a lot of the reason why I couldn't heal for so long. It took me a long time to heal. I think I would have healed a little bit faster if I wasn't really stuck on the why and trying to figure out all the other things of why did this person do this to me or whatever. And definitely before I knew it was a narcissist, I was thinking, why did they go on to this new person? Thank God the roach did. But at the time, I was thinking, well, why did he go on to this other person? What did this other person have that I don't have? Did I miss something along the way? I've given so much. I love so hard. And this is what I get in return? Why? And then you start thinking about your own self, which that's what they want you to do. What did I do wrong in my past? Did I do something to deserve this? When I was in this relationship, okay, I know things were like it was, but maybe was it a part of my own behavior and actions? No, we're not perfect. We know that. But you start questioning yourself, and all of this becomes even more of a burden during your healing journey, because that why word, that why word, it gets you every time. Because that word itself is a lot of times driven in pain for one, but also in ego for us, just people, period. Because we don't really want to, feel like this is really happening. That somebody could actually do this to you. Not saying that you're the best thing in the world, even though I think you are the best thing in the world. I do. But just, the ego tells you, this can't be done like that to me after everything that I've done and everything I put out. This is not possible. Somebody could do this kind of way. Your heart is already in pain. Your heart's doing one thing. Your mind's doing one thing. And the ego's doing another thing. So you're really fighting against yourself. And it slows down your healing journey. And if some people never heal at all and they stay in the cycle forever and ever. Or like myself, staying in longer than you ever should. Because that's part of it. It really, really is. And I have to tap on that, because that why word, baby, it keeps you ruminating. It keeps you going over scenarios over and over in your mind. It keeps you thinking about what could have been different on this end, what could have been different on that end. And then not on top of that, you start getting on the other part of why they're with someone else. Especially if it's just like that, which this is usually not just like that, because they always got somebody anyway. When you're with a narcissist, you figure that out. But you want to know why. Let me tell you something I learned about that word. It's dangerous, for one. And for two, the why is not for you. The why should be more towards the narcissistic person. Why are you like that? Why couldn't you see a blessing when it was right in front of your face? Why everybody you run into, you treat like trash? The real why of the situation, even though we care it the most, because the narcissist knows how to hop and skip that funky, stinking ass onto the new person, and we don't really know what's going on. That's their mechanism from running away from pain and their feelings and the trauma they carry around that they don't like to face. We become the person that carries it. But the true thing is, you need to question why they're like they are. You need to question why they couldn't see who you were after everything you done. You need to question why you're such a miserable individual that you go around and do this to people over and over again. That's what you need to focus on. And it's not easy, but you have to start getting to a point where you start to do that. And for me, going through what I went through and watching all the channels and learning what narcissism was, eventually I did start getting to the point where I was like, well, you know what? I can talk about all that as far as I'm concerned as much as I want to, but the truth is, why did you do that? Why are you like that? Why are you so miserable? Why are you so hateful? Why no matter what comes your way, you destroy everything that you touch? That is the why that we have to worry about. Even though we carry the burden of the other side of it, right? So if you're in that stage right now, which is absolutely normal, I think everybody that's been through this has had that question. I don't think there's nobody that has not. Ask that question of why. Take it upon yourself, because like I said, it slows down your healing. It slows down development and where you need to go after dealing with this person and finding out what you're finding out, and realize the why is not for you. The why is really for them. Now you might be able to question yourself. No, you definitely can question yourself. And that's a deeper dive, but you can question, like, why did you stay that long? Because there are things about us that we have to break open, and everybody's story is different. And I know for me, I had abandonment issues, right? And I think that comes from my childhood. Not really having the mother, father figure, the dad around. You already know, so we're not going to go into all the deep stuff about that, but I'm just giving you a bit of my tea. That's a lot of the reason why I think I tolerated so much, because I was trying to build something that I never had. But it came from a good place. It wasn't coming from a place of hurt or trying to play somebody or use them and discard them. And nah, that's not where it came from. But nevertheless, do I have my own shit? Absolutely. All of us got something, right? So you have to question that in your own time about yourself personally. But when it comes to the individual we're talking about, don't take upon the why of what their actions are and the why of why they move the way they do and why they discarded you like that as a personal attack, because the why is for them. They got to figure that out, which more than likely we already know they're never going to do, because they don't think they do nothing wrong. So why would they question themselves? And even if those things come to them and they feel a certain kind of way, they know how to strategically push that aside and not deal with it and just use it, that pain or whatever the things it is, how it is, to go on and hurt other people instead of trying to figure it out. Now, we need to try to figure it out if that's our situation. So the why can be something for us when it comes to why did I allow it? Why did I stay so long? Or why I couldn't see the red flags. But, of course, after you go through this, you're going to see a lot of things more clearly. That's another thing. Questioning the why. A lot of times the reason why is because you have to learn something. You can't go through this life not learning things. And like I was telling my daughter, my oldest daughter, she's 23. She was going through a situation and she was asking me, and he's not a narcissist, but, the relationship was going through a lot. And she was asking me stuff like, well, why does this happen? Why does this happen? I said, well, it's a part of life. Because let me tell you something. If you don't go through life and learn things and you don't go through trials and tribulations, you don't have any growth. If we didn't go through this life learning things and going through stuff, we would never grow. We would never turn into different individuals. That's a part of life for all of us. That's relationship-wise, job-wise, children, across the board. You have to learn and go through stuff in order to learn lessons and grow. That's why we get the wisdom. That's why, when we get a certain age, we're going to be able to tell a lot of things to our children and grandchildren from the things we've experienced, right? And so forth and so on. You know how that goes. But the bottom line is the why is not really for you when it deals with how you've been treated and why they chose to move on and why they've done the things they do. That's not for you. That why is not that's not for you to consume. They are who they are. That's why. They're low down. That is why. They're non-caring and non-changing. That is why. They moved on to another person because they planned on doing it from the beginning. They're never alone. That is why they done the things they done to you. But the other side, You have to investigate that on your own. But I love you so much. And I know that's a very, very, very sticky situation for us. Because I know everybody that I've ever known that's been through it has had that one question. And that one question can be very tricky. But never take on the reason why they're the way that they are as a reflection of you. Just worry about yourself. Develop what you need to worry about. Figure out why you've done some of the things you do. Break that apart to develop into a better person for yourself and everything around you so you can attract positive energy and definitely everything that you are meant to have. Grow and learn. Something that these no good for nothing water bugs can never do. They call them water bugs for a reason. They come out of drain. They do what they do and they go back in it. Ain't that what they do? I'm just saying, I love you so much. I know this is kind of heavy, but we're going to make it light. I love you. Don't think about the why when it comes to them. Think about the why when it's going to be something that's going to improve your life for yourself. I love you so much. Keep your head up. And that's the reason why I do this. Because I love you. Bye, y'all.